This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV20.
Good afternoon and happy Halloween from George Daniel Field. Jay Ferguson, Barry Buck, and crew on hand to bring you the Battle of Lorain Varsity Division. The Saints of Southview High School play host to the Lorain Admiral King Admirals. And Barry, this is the kind of game where records really don't matter. Kids will be talking about this one for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, we did the freshman game on Wednesday, and we talked about that. Just bragging rights. They know each other. It's just a battle, and it's just a backyard brawl, and records really don't mean a thing.
You know, I was here Thursday afternoon for the JV contest and sat here in my shirt sleeves. It was beautiful, but it's fitting for Halloween. The frost is on the pumpkin a little bit
it's
today.
A little chilly. It was beautiful last night wherever we might have been for football, but a little chilly today, but it's a perfect day. Rain hard this morning. Field's in great shape. Let's have a good game.
And, you know, this is the kind of game as a rivalry game, Barry, where maybe for both coaches the job is going to be to get the kids to forget about who they're playing.
Yeah.
And just play football and do what they can do. And the team that's most successful in that's probably the one that's going to...
And make sure they're playing without emotion. I mean, you don't want them to be not emotion, but you want them to be under control. You don't want to get the cheap penalties, the late hits, the things that come when you're playing not within your thinking realm.
And, you know, so many times in games like this, it's the big mistake that comes down to deciding this game. And for both teams, that's something they've been fighting all year.
Right.
So, you know, what more can be said? We've waited 10 weeks for the Battle of Lorain, and we'll be back with the opening kick right after this timeout.
Hi, this is Tim McGraw. Today and every day is the right time to support the American Red Cross, who gives disaster assistance to people when they need it most. You can help the victims of thousands of disasters across the country each year by making a financial gift to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund, which enables the Red Cross to provide shelter, food, counseling, and other assistance to those in need. Please call 1-800-HELP now. Together, we can save a life. Please remember me.
Back here at George Daniel, Admiral King will kick from south to north. Robert Dull, number 1, will kick for the Admirals. Kick is coming down to Ricky Earl at about the 10, drops it, picks it up. Look out. And look out, that might be off to the races. Ricky Earl, nobody but yard lines, no laundry on the field. Ricky Earl, 89 yards to the house.
Fumbled that ball, and usually, Jay, when they do that, it kind of messes up the timing, and they didn't put a hand on him.
No,
they didn't lay a hand on him.
No, you're right, and it's the second time this year Ricky Earl has returned a kickoff for a touchdown, and these games so unpredictable, and right off the bat, Southview with a big play.
I mean, we'll see this on the replay eventually, but there wasn't a white shirt. The guy with the striped white shirt was the closest.
Yeah, the closest Admirals were on the sidelines. That was just opened up. Mohammed Alzir boots it through. 7-0 Southview. We've played 17 seconds. And for Coach Orville, not much better could be imagined.
I'm still trying to figure out how Southview got the ball and the wind. I know the wind's been swirling, but it looks like it was blowing from north to south, and you shouldn't be able to get both, Jay. You should either have the ball or the wind. You can't get both.
Well, and that was good depth on that kick. It was down to the 10 and went off his face mask. Here it is. After Earl picks it up and makes a cut, and then that's it. There's the kicker at the 35, and then nobody's catching Ricky Earl once he passes him. And he's pulling away as he hits the 20. So how do you do? 17 seconds in, and before the Saints band can get into the bleachers, they have a 7-point lead, Barry.
And also, people might be wondering, this is Southview's home game. That's why Admiral King's on the far side and in white.
Yep. 57, senior Louis Morales will put leather to leather for the Saints. Short kick, picked up at about the 17. Look out. He's got a cut. And that's Luis Mendez. He's out across the 35 where he's brought down. Demia Edwards, 36 on the tackle for the Saints.
You know, Jay, about 5:30 this morning, we had a pretty good rain. 5:30, 6 o'clock, and skies have cleared up, and it's a perfect day for football.
Number 5, sophomore Colin Bryant will be the quarterback for the Admirals.
They just need to settle down now, Jay, and get a couple first downs and get under control here.
Straight ahead to give.
The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out or turn it over and let Southview come back. So
that was Rayshawn Morgan, 21. Good gain of almost 4 on first down, 2nd and 6. As we see the extra point go through the uprights. Yeah, this is an important already, Barry. You don't want to let a team snowball on you a little bit. And the Admirals want to at least make the Saints defense work here. Darius Smith in the backfield. He's got the carry coming near side. Good gain again. Joe Charlton on the tackle.
Because you have nothing to leave on the field, Jay. You might as well just let it all hang out and play. It's a big 3rd down right here. It's 3rd and 3.
Good line search both plays for the Admirals. They seem to get a push at the line of scrimmage there.
We got a full house here in the booth.
Yes, we do.
Two radio stations and Terry Trout and
tight end and wing left. Smith and Morgan behind Bryant. That's Luis Mendez returned the kickoff, getting wide. He's got the first down. He's got more. He's across the 50. Out of bounds.
Here comes our first one.
Yep.
There's our first late hit that we talked about in the pregame.
Got to get the emotions under control. And it appeared that Mendez might have been hit after he was well out of bounds.
I got to believe that's what we're going to see here on the replay. It's a nice fake, and the Saints went for the dive, and running back gets outside. And
good block by Pete Rufo to get him to the corner.
And there's the tackle. He's already out of bounds.
Now he's out of bounds, and
we get hit again.
Taking him out toward the track, so it'll be first down to the 45, 15 more to the 30, and the Admirals are in business.
Just what we talked about in the pregame, Jay. It's each team's been shooting themselves in the foot all year, and that's a big, even though they had the first down, it puts them really down in 4-down territory now.
Bryant with Morgan and Smith. This is Morgan, big hole that time. He's got 5 to the 25. Middle of the Saints defense.
And, and even if the Admirals don't score here, Jay, they can say, Southview should have come out really fired up, took the kickoff, they should have stuffed them or, played good defense. Admirals have moved the ball. Now field position is, even if they don't make it, they've got Southview in a hole.
I have a theory on that. We'll discuss it after this play. Bryant again. This is Mendez with Morgan in the backfield, and that's Luis Mendez running to his right. Inside the 25, down to about the 22. My theory is this: when you have a lot of kids that are playing both ways, offensively and defensively, you're either going to be on offense or you're going to be on defense. When you're geared up to play offense and you score, now you've got a totally changed mindset. And I don't think Southview
and that's the same with a fumble or an interception or a turnover. You got to change. We talked about that the other day in the freshman game, how you got to change your thinking. Offense, you got to be a little more patient, a little more programmed. Defense, you've got to play on emotion.
8:43 to go, clock ticking, 3rd and 2. Morgan straight ahead, first down and a few more. Into the red zone go the Admirals. And with the uniform Southview is wearing, it truly is a red zone today.
I want to tell you, Jay, just every game I've done, the field it's just beyond what I could believe this time of the year. I got to believe there's not a field in Ohio, Northern Ohio, with grass that's this nice. And Howard Senich and his guys, what an awesome job.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. This is the 3rd game this week here. Here comes the counter play to Mendez. They have movement in the Admiral King backfield. I think this one will get called back. Somebody started dancing before the music played.
The band wasn't ready, huh? So that's going to be a procedure. That's going to bring it back. And here again, the Admirals have run however many plays with flawless, and now they're back getting this. And again, it's the shooting themselves in the foot.
5-yard march back outside the 20 to the 22. 1st and 15 Mendez wing right. Pete Rufo 20 yards to the left. Here comes Mendez again on the sweep. He's got a hole. Nice block by the wide receiver.
Well,
now,
if he'd have gotten outside of him, he might have still been running.
Manuel Cook, Bama for the Saints, gets off the block. Good to see him back. We early on in the season, about the third game, caught an ankle and had been out for quite a while. So good to see Emmanuel back for his.
If he'd have got outside, we're seeing on the replay. Rufo had him blocked in, and the running back went inside. The defensive end is really for Southview. They really got to start trying to contain people. And they're back, Jay. They got the penalty yards back +1, so they're still in pretty good shape. Second and 9.
4-down area. Toss sweep now. 32 is Jerome Golson. He's got the first down and more down inside the 5. That looked to be a really well-blocked play.
You know, that looked like the Admiral King play of old. I was looking to see if that was Jerry Dunlap or Eric West running the board. Look at this. We just everybody's. Right there.
Nice
see,
block.
He cut in. Nice block. Is that Rufo? Who was that?
That was the tight end. I couldn't tell you who it was. Might have been Caleb Borden, 26.
And 24 was out there leading the way. So the nice, well-run play.
Motion again, straight ahead. Morgan, he's going to be in the house.
In the touchdown. Yeah.
3 yards. Rashawn Morgan.
That's a very nice drive by the Admirals, Jay, to come back off that 17-second touchdown and turn it around and drive the ball for 5 minutes.
And you know what? That was Rashad. That was yards after contact there as Morgan got the pads down under the defender and pushed him back into the end zone. The Admirals are a conversion away from tying this one up, and we've played less than 5 minutes. Robert Dull, sophomore kicker for the Admirals. Spot down. Kick is good.
Whoa!
They don't say how.
He saved the height. Boy, I tell you what, I thought that was under the crossbar.
Yeah, you know what? It was a really high snap that the holder did a good job pulling down.
Well, you know, Jay, they were late getting on the field. They didn't have the tee. I thought for sure they were going to get a penalty, but they got it off and down, and away we go.
So the Battle of Lorain, each side has won a round here. 7-7, and we'll play on. 7:21 to go first quarter. Saints have yet to see the ball offensively, but Admiral King very impressive with about a 67-yard march.
Now we'll see what they do as far as kicking the ball.
Well, you know, Ricky Earl is always a threat, but Emmanuel Cook back there with him again gives them 2 legitimate threats to go all the way at any time.
Now, I guess I got to get a rule clarification. If they kick it out of bounds,
you have the opportunity to decline.
And make them go back 5 and do it again?
Yep. You have 3 choices. You can take it where it went out of bounds, you can take it at the 35, or you can make them kick again 5 yards farther back. Well, you know what? The Saints recover the onside kick, and the Admirals are better off for it.
I'm not sure that was, I don't know if that was an onside kick or he slipped when he was kicking it, but
75, Mike Melendez on top of that, did a good job just as he's coached.
Hey,
there's the old coach, Harvey Herman.
It looked like Woody standing down there.
Tell you how important this game is. Harvey's not down at the Horseshoe today. But I guarantee he's got a radio in the ear. And knowing Harvey, it's a transistor. It's not.
Was he the first Southview head coach?
Yes, he was. First offensive play. Let's see who we have at quarterback. That's Ricky Earl. On the counter play, the give is to 21, Christian Nagaris, across the 50. Not sure who we would see today. We had heard rumors that Earl would be the quarterback. Matt Andahar, who rolled his ankle a couple games ago, appeared to be ready and had told some people at school that he's ready to go. And Josh Hescox, the other senior quarterback, had gotten a start. But today it'll be number 3, Ricky Earl. And with Ricky Earl, you get that threat that we saw in the opening kickoff.
Well, you can do that with Cook back, you know, to help you run the football.
Aaron Serrano behind him, double wing 2 tights. Earl's going to roll out. This is just student body right. Earl's ahead across the 45, down to the 44, going to be 3rd and short. Rufo in on the tackle. Tevin Jones right there, 32. 3rd and 1.
Every athlete deserves world class.
This is an interesting call here. If they don't make it, what would happen?
Well, yeah, it really is. It's one that Coach Alville doesn't want to have to make. The backup quarterback, Matt Andahar, is in at tight end now, the former starting quarterback. Andahar's at right tight end. Manuel Cook behind him on the wing. Earl straight ahead, first down and a little bit more, down to almost the 41.
Thought I saw some movement there, but
I don't think anybody moved but the center and Earl. That was there's two versions of that quarterback sneak. There's that we're going to overpower you, and this was the we're going to go before you're ready version.
You know, again, we have to say hats off to Joe and his crew and Terry Trout and all the students. There's just a plethora of cameras.
The growth, in the continued growth in Channel 20. We've got a timeout on the field. I don't know if there's going to be a booth replay here, but Joe Bach and Terry Trout from Admiral King, Bob Schlenbaker from Channel 20, and the students, we'll get them mentioned here in a little bit. What a great job they've done all season to help you enjoy the games more. Earl again on a keep, turns it in, grabbed by the inside backer there, Eamon Willis, 56.
You know, maybe we can get a shot of the kids dragging the camera and the cord down the track here sometime so we can see what actually is going on. And
Jessica Barnett, Jamison Carlton, Chloe DeAngelis, Spiridon Gulgas, Autumn Miller, and one of my students, Mallory Carver from Longfellow, down helping out in the booth and on the track as we bring you replays and score on the screen and field level shots, multi-camera stuff. Great work for Joe, and I know how proud he is of the growth that Channel 20 has made. Congratulations, Joe. 2nd 8, Earl, Cook, and coming back this way, Nagaris, big hole, Christian Nagaris, one man to beat, inside the 5, in the house. Nagaris.
hey, you know, that was a nice play, Jay. A double reverse, all kinds of trickery there, and turned the corner and well, I don't know what the over-under is on this game, but there's a whole defenses to the right. Look at this. There is nobody here.
Well, Ricky Earl gets the last block, and he's just off to the races. So with
see it right here. Look at this. Great camera work here. Doesn't tackle him. He gets in, dives into the end zone.
Got to cross it. Mo again out of Earl's hold. This one again good. So we're partway through the first set. Each team has held serve, Barry. 14-7 Saints. The Admirals will get possession number 2 following the kickoff. Wow, what an impressive drive by Southview. And, you know, interesting in that for the most of the part of the season, Aaron Serrano has been a huge part of the Southview running attack. And they pretty much used him as a decoy that whole possession.
Well, you know, Jay, as a former coach in one of these backyard rivalries, it's not hard to get the kids up to coach for this week. If you can coach all week, if the kids were ready to learn like they are this week, the biggest problem is having them too ready.
Yeah. Louis Melendez will tee it up at the 40. 23 Mendez and 24 Cody Edwards deep for the Admirals at about the 18-yard line. Another low kick, bounces and skips to Mendez at the 20. 30. Edwards has a hold of him, but he's outside close to the 40.
Boy, both teams have had great field position, Jay. I don't think anybody started inside their own 35, have they?
Nope. 40? That was 23 Sherman Thomas also on the tackle. So the Admirals. The heat's on the offense today, Barry.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the defense is going to step up on either side here. This might be one of those games, Jay, where it's who gets the ball last.
Well, we've had both teams moved the ball. That wasn't, neither team scored an accidental touchdown.
No, they've taken the methodical drive down the field and nice play and
a couple of first downs. Southview, of course, with the big play, and Admiral King had the big play to get them down to first and goal. Whistle as Bryant gets the snap, comes from the far side judge.
You got motion again, I think.
That usually is.
Usually that's offside, isn't it?
Dead ball, offside.
Yeah,
Saints.
he calls offside. He can't see the motion.
Yeah. He can see if somebody jumps early or somebody gets offsides, and somebody was offsides.
I think they were lined up offsides, Jay. I don't think there was any motion. Now you wonder, now you're Mike Akers, it's 1st and 5. I mean, we haven't seen a ball put in the air yet.
No, we have not. And you've got, the wind is a factor today when you do go to throw it. No empty backfield now for Bryant. Motion is Mendez. He's got the toss. Nice Buck Morgan, but there's a flag. As Mendez hit at the 50. The ball might have come loose. There's some pointers down there on the sidelines. They're looking for the ball, and it was... Well, 52, Joe Charlton came out of there behind the officials. Nobody knew he had the ball. Now, the two questions: who had it, and were they in bounds when they recovered it? If, in fact, it was...
I got to believe they're going to give it to... Oh, they're going to give it
Southview.
to Saints.
And Joe Charlton, 52, came up out of the bottom of the pile.
Well, the officials were looking for the ball. He's got it in his hand. But then again, was he in bounds, out of bounds? And
then the ball came up again. Was it the right ball? Here comes Mendez on the sweep. And there's a flag behind the play that was holding. He's hit. Now we lose sight of the sidelines here, so we have no way of knowing. Somebody pulled the ball loose right about there. And there's Charlton. You can see the 52 on the bottom of the pile.
He's definitely in bounds. You can see the strike.
1st and 10 from the 48. Earl under center. Serrano behind him. Nagaris and Cook on the wings. Nagaris in motion. Ricky Earl gives to Aaron Serrano. Time for the hammer.
Yep.
Big Aaron Serrano ahead for a decent gain on 1st down inside the 45.
And again, Jay, the Admirals have to be very careful, even though we got a lot of game left. You don't want to get down 2 scores, and the momentum just keeps building. And
you don't want the pressure of being down 2 scores in this tennis match. And
again, we see the ground level cameras, and
shotgun now for Earl. Takes a step back with Serrano. Motion Nagaris. Bama Cook gets the sweep, makes a nice cut, but he's going to go nowhere. The Admirals had that one sniffed out. 51, Brandon Medina looked to be the first Admiral on the scene. Loss of a couple. 3rd and 9 from the 46.
And for our viewers you said we had 3 games this week. Southview freshmen were victorious on Wednesday.
This is also the rubber match, and then the Admirals JVs came back on Thursday. But this one's in capital letters, and those ones are in agate type when you're a senior. Ricky Earl, hard count, gets a couple of Admirals to jump.
Boy,
Harvey Herman down on the sidelines right now is going, guys, you're that close to the ball.
3rd and 3 is a lot better than 3rd and 8.
There's a lot more plays. So 2:45 to go. They'll move it down to the 42. Earl again, now 3rd and 4, let's call it. Turns, fakes it, pulls it down. He wants to throw.
He's wide open.
Flag in the backfield. Earl throws it, almost picked off by Nate McNeil. There's going to be a penalty on the Saints in the backfield here for holding, I think. Or it may be a block in the back, but it was definitely thrown in the direction of one of the Saint linemen.
See, I'll just play devil's advocate, Jay. I really don't understand that call. You've controlled the line of scrimmage. You've moved the ball. You're in 4-down territory. You got 2 downs to get 3 yards.
And Saints think that the Admirals will take it here. Now, what do you do here, Barry? 3rd and 15 or 4th and 5?
Well, I guess they always say you do the math.
Declined.
I would have taken it.
Because you're going to say 15 takes 7.5 and
1 takes 4. Exactly right.
So looks like the punt team.
And if you're going to make them punt the ball,
Jay, come on. Serrano goes over. Okay, he's just going over for some instructions.
They're going to punt it.
They are going to line up in punt formation.
But then you're letting them punt it from the 40 as opposed to their 45.
True.
I would have made them run another play.
Saints try to decide if they're going to huddle up here. Now Nagaris comes out. Serrano is in punt formation. Charlton is the snapper. Mendez is deep. Cody Edwards in front of him. Good snap. Serrano gets the ball. Boot is toward the sidelines. It's going to hit at the 25, and I wish my wedge would stop like that.
There comes a flag.
Here comes a couple.
That's going to be on the Admirals, I believe.
Well, judging from the reaction, when you've got a couple of kids clapping and one of them hit himself in the head, I would think that you are correct here.
And that was a big stop for the Admirals, Jay. They stepped up. The defense stepped up and stopped them, and they had the ball at fairly decent field position.
It was the 50-yard line.
What's that?
They were at the 50-yard line.
And now,
personal foul against the Admirals. Fortunately for them, it's post-possession because they'll keep the ball, but it'll be on the 13 now.
That's a 15-yard penalty. It's not half the distance.
That's right. So we've got 2:31 to go. Clock stopped. Admirals in possession. South end of the field. Sophomore Colin Bryant waiting for the play. Pete Rufo brings it in. Big Angel Martinez, 74 over the ball.
I got to believe the ball's going to the fullback.
I think that Morgan probably would have it if I was making the decision, and he does. Good gain on first down. His opposite number, Serrano, pulls him down, but he's got about 5.
Yeah, he was a step from going a lot further, but further. I wouldn't say to the house, but further. They have been. The Admirals have done well on first downs. It's nice to be 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4.
You know, a luxury for the Saints to have Emmanuel Cook back out there in that wide side corner. He's got locked up with Cody Edwards one-on-one way out there. Again, fake to Morgan. This is Mendez on the sweep. Saints have it strung out. And Cook and Serrano there to just string it out of bounds for about no gain on that play. So 2nd and 5 looks good. Let's see where they spot it.
I think it's going to be no gain or...
They're going to give him a little bit, put it right on the 20.
So it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
Another big play for that Saint defense and Admiral King offense. Tight formation now for the Admirals. Turn, give. That's 25 Smith.
Got it.
It's going to be real close. It's one of those left foot, right foot deals, and the left foot looks to have it. Now they move it back, and it's going to be real. They're going to have to bring the stick. Oh. They're going to bring the sticks out, I would venture a guess.
Looks like he had it by the left foot, and then the official moved it backwards.
I thought so as well. Big measurement here. You would think that if they're short, they're going to have to kick it away. Who's that out there in the shorts?
That's not the usual Southview crew, is it?
Too tall. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. Length of the football, but might as well find out. So 1st and 10 for the Admirals at the 29-yard line now.
You know, Jay,
24-yard line.
For only throwing one pass, it's been a long quarter.
We've had 3 extra points.
Oh, I know that, but it just seems like with running the ball, you think the clock would just be going and going and going and going. And
well, and you had to turn over a couple out of boundses, and it has been a long quarter.
But yeah, you're right. The 3 touchdowns and the extra points, and that all takes time. And
ball stopped after the kickoff. Now this is Mendez. Ball is free.
Again.
Picked up by
who's got it?
Jordan Foster to the house.
Did he catch that ball in midair?
No, he picked it up on the bounce. I think we'll see. With 45.8 seconds to go, lightning strikes. Jordan Foster picks up a fumble.
Here it is on the replay. Somebody put a hat on the football, Jay, right there.
That's your buddy Serrano.
And he just picked it up and clean, gone.
Yep, at about the 21-yard line, we'll call it. Jordan Foster all by his lonesome. And Mo Alzier back for another one. Ricky Earl is the holder. 20 looking for 21 for the Saints. Kick is good. So lightning strikes at George Daniel. Not the kind that makes us wait a half hour, though.
I tell you what, the Admirals got to be real careful, Jay. This game is slowly slipping away here, and well, you'd maybe even quickly.
You thought that they had weathered the storm after the turnover at the half, and the one thing I wish I had a better look at, Joe, we need a reverse angle to see who put the helmet on the football on that touchdown, because that was just a picture-perfect tackle at the ball.
That had to be, like you said, that had to be a helmet on the ball. That just popped out.
It hit the ground and bounced right up. Jordan Foster said, look what I found, and I think I can get there from here. So now
here it is again. We'll see.
That's Demia Edwards, 36.
Yep. Put his hat on it and did a nice job, and Saints are all over that.
Credit where credit is due. Jordan Foster gets the touchdown, but the play was made by number 36, Demia Edwards, with the big hit. So Louis Melendez again. Kick hits a lineman, bounces up in the air. It's free. I don't know.
Cool.
we had a doink, as Tomo said Thursday. We had a doink. Great field
all
position.
Kinds of things happen in the first 8.
We got this one, Joe. This was the way Melendez has kicked all three. It's just that he hit somebody that time.
And look at the great field position they got.
Yeah, I'm the same golfer I was 30 years ago. The trees are bigger now. This is the touchdown.
This is the
Mendez
fumble.
has it, trouble, and then right there is Demia Edwards from his linebacker spot.
I think the Admirals were short a player.
Admiral King takes timeout, 43.1. If you've enjoyed all our replays and you are employed by or retired from Lorain City Schools, then listen up. The Lorain School Employees Credit Union wants to help you enter the end zone. In financial terms, that's the green zone. Earn a higher rate of return with an LS ECU certificate of deposit. You call the play and pick the terms. We provide the blocking with the best rates in town. Open the playbook and call LS ECU at 282-4600. Talk to your CD coach, Neil Summers.
So the coaches, did Coach Herman get off the sidelines? And
I'm not seeing him. 45-yard. Coach Herman has allegiances to both sides. Taught at Admiral King forever and a day. Was the first football coach at Southview. Toss sweep there. That's Tevin Jones.
Comes another
aerial
flag.
assault from the back judge. And Colin Bryant says, what did we do? So it looks to be against the Admirals, judging from the quarterback's reaction. And
when he throws it, it's usually a hold.
What's that usually mean? That's usually a hold.
Well, we've 37.5 seconds to go.
14-6 on your season opener.
Holding against the Admirals. I'm sure that they'll take this back.
46-19.
Coach Akers out on the field talking to a couple of his players. This is spot of the foul, so it won't be the full 10. But it'll be a good second and call it 19, first and 19 as they get the down over. And the clock is winding as the first quarter, unless there's a clock stoppage, this figures to be the last play of the quarter.
You know, Jay, that somewhere along the line, the Admirals are going to have to put the ball in the air.
Well,
because right now, Southview's got 9 guys in the box.
Well, they'll pick up the wind here in 20 seconds. Motion again. There it is. Bryant to throw, makes a move to escape. He's got Mendez as open as Denny's over here. And he's across the 50. Still nobody in the picture. Luis Mendez to the 20. Cuts it back.
Nice cut.
Luis Mendez to the house.
Nice cut. What a play. Colin Bryant escaped, threw it, 70
yards.
What a cut.
I don't know.
But I don't know about that, but look at him escape this. Look at him standing over here. This is wide open.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing he was worried was he's going to slip. Now he just took it and just
a lot of speed there to close in.
And he's got the big line. He's got somebody in front of him.
Tight end in front of him gets Emmanuel Cook and then cut back and goodbye. Dull, another high kick. The snapper pulls it down. He's going to try and run it. This is Cody Edwards. He's not going to get there. knocked down, so the conversion fails on the high snap. We've got 0.3 of a second left in the first quarter.
Who's running that clock? 0.3 of a second.
I know the answer to that question. What was the over and under for the first quarter, Barry? Was it 33? It went over. 21-13, the Saints. Everybody's had their admission fee in excitement thus far.
We've had all kinds of. We've had a kickoff return. We've had a lineman get hit with a ball. We've had a 70-yard touchdown pass.
Joe Bach was all excited about the Ohio State having to give 44 points this week, and they didn't score in the first quarter. I knew I should have taken that. Well, at the end of 3, Ohio State 45, New Mexico State nada.
I have no idea why she was around right now, but I remember her because of the great trivia.
I would have thought 44 was a good bet, too.
Well, at the end of the quarter, when it's 0-0, you got to be silent.
Just with Tressel's history of not, doing that.
Indiana's still up on Iowa as we speak here. 24-14 in the second half.
That kickoff is brought to you by Nick Abraham.
And Dull will kick yet again. We've had some kickoffs, huh? Kicks it to the open spot. Demia Edwards will pick it up at the 16. Edwards can run. He cuts, now tries to go wide. He's not going to get to the corner. There comes flags. Everybody had one there as Edwards pulled down at the 25, but these are going to be an illegal block against the Saints. And that's going to be when we'll sort it out when we come back. We've played one. After one quarter, Southview 21, Admiral King 13. We'll be back with more after this timeout.
Jenny dear, don't forget my dress for the fashion show. We want to look my best now.
Jenny, we started our book report. Here's the cover.
Yeah, now all we need is a beginning,
a middle,
and an end.
Jenny dear. Hi, honey.
Are you feeling blue? What's wrong with being blue?
Well, where should I start?
If you're a teen dealing with stress, there's help. Visit the Will Rogers Institute website for a free booklet about teen stress and how you can de-stress your life.
Right.
Back here at George Daniel, as they sort out the penalty, the Saints are going to get the break of the day, as that penalty, which we in error called a block in the back, turns out to be a personal foul against the Admirals. So instead of being buried inside the 15, the Saints are going to be at the 42.
Well, Jay, we weren't the only ones. The radio station next to us said, well, that penalty's on the receiving team. The other thing, Jay, that's the third personal foul. The referees aren't going to take much more. They're going to toss somebody because obviously throwing the flags and personal fouls isn't stopping anything.
Earl is under center. Serrano in the backfield. Receivers wide left and right. Double wing. Manuel Cook and Nagaris now in motion. Earl tries to give to Serrano, who slipped as he got the handoff. Going to be a loss of a couple. Back to the 40. There's the first slip that I can remember.
We almost had one on that touchdown pass, but he gathered his feet, and sometimes when you're that wide open, the quarterback's eyes are so big and the receiver's eyes are so big, but they were able to make it and turn a cut, and Admiral King back in the game.
21-13, the missed extra point puts it on the odd number. 2nd and 12 for the Saints. Cook is split wide right now. Earl drops back, rolls that way. He's going to just pull it down and see what he can get to the sidelines. Out near the 50 and out of bounds. Going to be marked.
Not another flag.
Just shy of the 50. Was there another flag?
Yes, sir. It's on the 40. It's on the 42-yard line.
Which side? Oh, yeah. I have problems with the yellow socks that the
yellow
Admirals
shoes.
wear.
I saw it flying. That's the only reason I saw it.
Now, who are they talking to now? The Admirals coaches are clapping, so I think they got one back here. There's an illegal block against the Saints. So that'll be marked off from the 49 to the 38. Loss of a long yard here. 2nd and call it 13 as the Saints get the down over, but it negates about a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, they either had a first down or they were 3rd and 1.
5 or 6. So now you got second and like what?
11-12 to go in the second quarter.
And Jay, the penalties have been of the major infraction.
We've seen a lined up offsides.
And we had 2 offsides.
And
King was
backfield in motion.
Well, King jumped offside.
Right.
Both teams been offside once.
And then we had the illegal motion before Admiral King's first touchdown.
And everything else has been of the large variety.
Nagaris again in motion. Option play to Serrano. That just didn't look right from the start. Nate McNeil was the first one there. He held him up, and a couple of his buddies joined him. Brandon Medina also on the spot.
Never quite understood an option to the short side. I don't understand that thinking, because the sideline is the defender. You got nowhere to go with that. And that pitch was no more than 2 yards, and the whole thing was inside the hash. If you're going to run a...
Well, it just... Lots of things. I mean, if you're going to run the option with Aaron Serrano, I think you want to option him inside.
Yeah.
You know, much like Morgan for Admiral King, they're the bigger back rather than the speed back. And your speed guy is Ricky Earl, and he's actually the inside threat there. So 3rd and a bunch for the Saints here. Motion for the Saints puts 3 receivers to the near side. Earl rolls. He's got Nagaris, who gets hit. Whistle, incomplete pass. The Admirals covered it. That was a good stick right there.
Tevin Jones, 32.
Well, if it was 32, it is. We'll get a look at it here.
It almost looked like he just let him catch it.
Well, he just got him
wide open.
He's fully turned, and he didn't have it at all.
No.
The hit hit the ball. As the ball popped out before the hit, and might even have been in between the hit and the players. So you said, why does the Admirals not have the wind? Well, they'll be grateful that they have it now, as the first punt, second punt, the Saints have kicked one other time. Serrano in punt formation, 10-13 to go. Saints went backwards that time. Takes his time, boot is away. Decent kick, going to land at the 35, take a hop down to the 30. Mendez picks it up, steps out of bounds. Saved some ground.
He's returned.
So we're down inside the 35 at the 34, and the Admirals will take over there.
And it seems, Jay, that the momentum has switched a little bit to the Admirals side. They got the touchdown on the last time, held them, got the ball back at, pretty decent field position, and see what happens from here.
Well, you were very, good call, as you said, just preceding. Here comes a mark-off. 15-yard mark-off there.
That had to be against
a personal foul against the Saints. So we're out near the 50 for the Admirals. And there's a timeout, and I believe the Saints took it.
So I don't have them very often. What was my good call?
The Admirals are going to have to put the ball in the air sooner or later, you said. And it was sooner, not later. And
just for no other reason than to get them off their back a little bit. I mean, they had 9 guys in the box. It's kind of hard to run the football when you got 9 guys staring at you. I mean, if you don't complete it, you got to say here. And that was the perfect time, because Southview was probably thinking the same thing you were. They'll wait till they get the wind. And it was a short pass. Southview came on a blitz. They had him.
Yeah.
And once he broke contain, it was 5-on-2.
Yeah, that was the 3rd receiver on the side there. There was nobody. The blitz man was his guy.
So the Admirals start in great field position.
Bryant under center, motion Mendez, turn, give to, who is that? That is Darius Smith straight ahead that time from that fullback position. Took me by surprise, that's the Morgan spot, and Smith is more of the speed guy.
Like you say, with the yellow shoes and the yellow socks, it's almost every play you think there's a flag out there. Both teams need to settle down and play some football, Jay. We're back to pretty much even game here, and let's just play some clean football. And
Cody Edwards is 20 yards to the near side, double wing. And again, that is Smith behind. This is the toss to Golson. Jerome Golson dropped the ball, but landed on it. Now it may have come loose again. The Saints are great at pointing. And they've been right more often than not.
And I think they're right again.
Nagara, yeah, and they are right again. I thought he landed on it. Let's see who's got this one.
You know what? I think he landed on it, and then it squirted out again.
And that's 26, Jimmy Jerfy, who came out of the bottom of the stack with that one.
He's on the field saying, I thought I had that football. I can't believe they gave it to Southview.
He's not used to being on the bottom. He's a wrestler.
Here we go. We'll see
you'll see the ball pops loose on the hit by Bama Cook, and it sure looked like Golson fell on it. But
again.
There goes Jerfy.
It squirted out, and when Golson fell on it, he squirted it out.
Break for the Saints following the change of possession.
Always teach the kids to curl around the ball rather than jump on it, because when you jump on it, it's going to squirt out. The pigskin is slippery today.
The oblate spheroid.
And this is a second big turnover, huh?
Earl again under center, turns. He's not Serrano behind him. I'm going to have to get a name. Earl breaks away. Bad decision, Ricky.
Yeah,
Instead of a loss of 1, he's going to end up with about a loss of 10.
And right now, the Admirals are playing pretty inspired if they keep shooting themselves in the foot. But defensively, they've turned it up a notch, Jay.
They're back to the 32. Is going to be a loss of 10. 2nd and 20. In the backfield that time, Cedric Payton lined up while Serrano got a play off. Aaron's not going to take too many off. He's back in the game.
And as I said, with the Admirals putting the ball in the air, the Saints are going to have to put it in because the Admirals have 9 guys up, too.
Yes, they do.
So they're going to have to throw one here somewhere along the line. They're
going to be in the shotgun now. Earl and Serrano next to him. 2 tight ends. Nagaris in motion, gets the sweep here, coming back with Emmanuel Cook. He's got the corner. He's out near the 40, driven out of bounds. Good hit that time. Got a lot of the penalty yards back, but it's going to be 3rd and, call it 13, call it 12, as they spot it right at the 40. 8:17 to go in the half.
That was the play that was the touchdown play, I believe. They came back to that. Again, more good camera action by the students at Admiral King High School under the tutelage of Terry Trout. Joe's got a full. Joe used to work by himself. Now he's got a full booth.
Yeah, that's right. Earl again in the gun. Serrano to his left. 3rd and 12. Receivers wide right and left. And one of them, that looked like a false start in track.
Canadian.
No, not even in Canada can you be 7 yards downfield. Christian Nagaris got off quick.
He had a. Now, if he does that again, he's out of the race.
That's right. That's a DQ if you have 2 false starts. That might be the easiest penalty that we've had to call today. 3rd and 17. Well, if you got a 3rd and 12, you probably got a 3rd and 17 in there, too. But with the kind of athletic ability that you've got with a Ricky Earl back there.
One step, one play, you never know.
And as you say, there are 9 guys within 4 yards of the ball. Earl, this is just a straight run. He's going to try and get to the corner flag. Earl tossed to the sidelines, right back to the 40.
I got to believe this one's going to be declined.
Let's see what it is.
Yeah, we better be surprised every time. We've been surprised a couple of times tonight, this afternoon.
That's going to be an illegal block. From there, maybe you take it back and make it 4th and impossible. 3rd and impossible. They're going to decline it.
Yeah, let them punt. It's 3rd and 20. 3rd and 18.
It is an illegal block against the Saints. It's declined. And it'll bring up 4th and 13.
You know, Jay, you would think in week 10 we wouldn't have so many illegal blocks, and
Well, we talked all along about the emotion of this game, and where you're just trying to make something happen, even to the I'll take a chance kind of blocks that I think we've seen. Ricky Earl was one of the up men in the Southview punt formation. Something to keep in mind. I don't think they'd fake it here. Serrano boot is away, end over end. Going to hit about the 35. He's got that pitching wedge thing down.
Yeah, he does. He's backing it up. And we were looking earlier. There's a pretty nice little crowd out here.
Yes, there is.
On both sides. The Admirals are on the far side, the visitors, Southview, the home team. There's a nice crowd. And Lorain, people Lorain come out and represent. That's a good idea.
So the Saints kick it away following the turnover. Admirals lose some field position, but still in pretty good shape at the 37. Southview by 8 here.
I tell you, Jay, we've played almost a quarter and a half, and those uniforms are as white as they were when they came out.
Absolutely, they are.
Absolutely amazing that the field can be that good this time of the year. I am just stunned.
Tight formation now for the Admirals. Going to be a power I when they finally get set with Darius Smith. Just here we come, 2 lead blockers. Smith, Bama Cook had a hold of his ankle. That's just, I got more than you got at the point of attack right there.
I think if he'd have come outside a little bit, Jay, I think they had him sealed off.
And the Saints may be heating may have to pass a little bit.
The bullpen's warming up.
Matt Andahar, who's the throwing quarterback on the track, loosening up.
We'll see the play right here. Watch him step. If he steps outside right there, if he stepped outside, if he breaks Cook's tackle, he's gone. But
gain of about 3.
You know, every play's been positive on first down for the Admirals.
Admirals unbalanced here to the left. Here they come, power football again. Mendez,
nice
great tackle. Bama Cook.
You're right. They just put everybody over there. There were 10 white shirts headed in that direction, and that was a game saving. Right here, we'll see it.
There's white shirts looking for people to block, and Cook got blocked and got up off the ground and made a play. 3rd and about 5 for the Admirals. Sun is shining here at George Daniel. This is how it was Thursday afternoon. By the time we finished, the lights were on.
We were pretty fortunate on Wednesday. We had a nice day and a nice game. And
Bryant, reverse coming back this way. Nice cut that time.
He said if they can do it, we can do it.
Smith has Darius Smith out near the 50 for the first down, gain of about 6.
You know, Jay, that's a tough play to run. Is get, you know, basically 3 handoffs to go in there and
tight to the line, too.
Yes.
They started out with kind of a really outside counter play.
You've got to trust your linemen won't get blown back into the workings of that play.
Or they won't hold because they got to maintain a long block.
Correct.
And that's a play that you usually get a hold on because they don't want to get, you're right, don't get blown up. So, well done, well executed.
Receiver split to the left. Full house backfield. Flag there on the hard count. Interior of the Saint line jumped. Looked like the whole right side. Going to bring up a 1st and 5. They'll move it ahead across the 50 to the 47. 1st and 5, 6:05 to go, and the clock is ticking. 21-13 Saints in the 2nd.
You know, you really shouldn't be offside, Jay, when you're that close to the football. I mean, you shouldn't go anywhere till it goes.
Here comes motion by Mendez. Turn, fake to Morgan. Bryant wants to throw. He's got a man out there long. It's in the air. He had a man. Mincy was behind the defense. The Saint defenders got turned around. Otherwise, I think it might have been intercepted. If the Saint nearest the ball had seen it, he had the best chance.
Well, the ball just got, I don't know if he slipped out of his hand, but it was wobbling on the way down there. And the minute it starts wobbling, Jay, it loses all of its velocity. And that's a great call, though. He was wide open.
He was open. He was behind everybody. That's Cody Edwards out wide to the left now. 3 in the backfield for Bryant on 2nd down. Here comes the counter back the other way to Darius Smith. Short gain there. Good job by the middle of the defense. Aaron Serrano right there.
If Mendez keeps that ball, he might still be running.
Also on the play was 75 Mike Melendez. Yes.
And now we're getting to an interest. We'll see it right here. Look at this. They had him walled off. And that's going to be interesting here. It's 3rd.
3rd and 6.
You're 4 down. Depends on what you get here.
Yeah.
If you get 4th and 1 or 2, I might go for it.
Yeah, I think if you get inside the 45, it makes it a little easier to go for it.
Well, because your defense has stopped them the last 2 or 3 times.
5 minutes to play as we snap the ball here on 3rd and 6. Hard count didn't work that time. Here comes the sweep. Mendez, he's going to be knocked down right at the 45. Serrano's on the bottom again. Charlton gets up as well as, who's that? 55, Avery Ware. So 4th and 4, we'll see what the Admirals decide. Colin Bryant's going nowhere.
I would kick it.
Well, it doesn't look like now Bryant's going to go to the sidelines. Emmanuel Cook is back like the Saints are expecting punt. Now the Admirals sent out the punting unit with Nate McNeil. The Admirals have run several different versions of the fake punt this year, however. They twice deep in their own territory against Avon they did it. Once it worked and once it didn't.
I would punt it, put them down if they want to go 80 yards in 4 minutes.
Nate McNeil is the punter. Emmanuel Cook is deep for the Saints. There's a substitution infraction against the Admirals as they broke the huddle with 12. Judging from the reaction on the sideline, something might have been on.
You think, from the Admiral King?
Yeah.
Again, I would put it down because the Admirals are going to get the ball.
Now the Admirals want a timeout. So this would lead me further to believe that there was a fake called, as Coach Akers really expressed unhappiness at that 5 yards. And now it's 4th and 9, right at the 50-yard line. You know, we have had just wonderful press box food up here this season, and we want to make sure that we recognize Biggie's on Oberlin Avenue in Lorain, Scorchers, and Mutton Jeff's. MuttonJeffs.com. Let their late night menus available till 1 a.m. And the new ownership and management invites you to give them a call at 282-4080. Dine in or carry out. And a new caterer to the George Daniel Press Box, Grandpa Barry's homemade chili today, Joe. Did you have any of that? 2 thumbs up from the booth, Barry.
Perfect day for it.
Yes, it is. Nate McNeil at the 42 waiting for the snap. Cook in single safety. Jerfy about 15 yards deep. Good kick end over end. Bama Cook at the 23. Straight ahead and goes to the turf outside the 25 at about the 27. 3:40 to go in the half. The Saints will have it 73 yards from pay dirt, but that has stopped no one to this point, Barry, the distance.
But Southview stifled themselves the last couple times.
Matt Andahar is the last one off the sideline, which would lead me to believe that he might be going to take the snaps this time. What that gives you is not only maybe a little bit better passer, but it also gives you the threat of Ricky Earl at the other end. And he's going to split out wide to the near side with Jordan Foster. Foster 20 yards, Earl 10 yards to the left. Andahar alone, 3 receivers to the right. Boy, this is not something we've seen yet today. Andahar under pressure, loses the ball. That's Admirals got, oh, maybe not now. It bounced around. We'll see who's got that one.
They're giving it to Southview.
I think 52, yeah, Charlton, the center, came down with it. There was, again, Barry, a couple of Admirals first on the scene, but it squirted away.
It looked like he was throwing it. I would have thought it would have been an incomplete pass. We'll see it here.
Coming back. See, he knew. The ball never got above his shoulder pad.
And if he'd have fallen on, he tried to
it's still loose, and there's Charlton who curls around it. So the good news is the Saints have it. The bad news is they lost 10.
The Admirals should have. They had 2 guys on that ball.
2nd and 20 from inside the 20. Clock ticking down near 3 minutes. Back under center now. Andahar turns. Serrano, nowhere to go. Nice tackle right there. Sean Hazelwood. That'll keep the clock moving, which all of a sudden right now becomes the Saints' ally. As you know, they're probably going to have to give it back here.
I think it becomes the Admirals' ally.
I think it's going to become
Saints' enemy.
I think it'll be the Admirals' enemy when they get the ball back, because they figure, unless something big happens here, to get the ball in good position after a punt. Let's see what the Saints come up with. 3rd and 17, 18.
17 and a half.
That's Earl in motion. They run the counter. The ball's on the ground again, and this time I think the Admirals have it. And that's going to be Andrew Kuhn, number 82. Saints took a chance there with the ball handling.
Again,
I think it was the fake one way and give the other way.
Again, Jay, there's sometimes you just say, button it down, get out of this, punt it, and play defense.
And Matt Andahar hasn't handled the ball the entire game until this series.
I just sometimes
had some trouble with it on 2 of the 3 plays.
Yeah, you know,
1st and 10 on the 15 for the Admirals. A little spring in the step as they come out with 2:20 to go, and now all of a sudden the clock's no factor at all. Turn, give to Darius Smith. He's ahead for 2 or 3.
And you know what momentum the Saints had with the kickoff return and the stuff, and then up 14.
And the Admirals, the one thing about, the Admirals get the ball coming out in the second half.
If they score here and get it again to start the second half, it's all in their favor right now, Jay.
Gain was about 1, 2nd and 9, 1:52 to go. The Admirals appear to be in no hurry. They only have 1 timeout.
Well, I think they better go a little hurry because I don't think, it's going to be 4 or 5 plays for them to score. They're not going to break one.
Here comes Mendez in motion. Turn, fake to Morgan. Bryant's under pressure, gets a block, gets a pass away to the outside. Out of bounds is Mendez.
That was a nice block that Bryant got. There was a nice turn. He got away from it, gave his lineman a chance. Nice play. We'll see it right here.
Pick up the lineman here.
57.
There's the block, 51 for the Admirals. Brandon Medina got the block. 3rd down and 7 after the short gain. The Admirals have to get inside the 5 for a 1st down.
It'd be interesting to see if they don't make it here where they go for it to try to field goal.
Motion, toss, sweep, student body right.
In the house.
And that is Mendez in the house.
Touchdown.
And no flags. I saw.
Yeah, we do have a flag.
We do have a flag. It was under a Saint. I thought I saw something in the air. And I lost my concentration then, and I've got a Saint down in the middle of the field, and he was on top of the penalty flag.
I wonder if it was thrown because of whatever happened to him. They got a hold.
Cedric Payton's going to limp off now under his own pressure, but rather than a touchdown, we're going to go back to the 21-yard line. Make it
tackle.
3rd down and 16. It was an easy touchdown there for Mendez as he got outside.
Once he broke the line of scrimmage, he was.
But now it's 3rd and 16, and now it kind of even almost takes the field goal out of play from this distance, doesn't it, Barry?
Yes, it does.
Because 21, that's 38 yards, even with.
No, it's not going to happen, so they're going to have to.
Bryant under center. Here comes the counter. That's Mendez inside that time. He breaks the tackle. He's down. He's in the house.
And a touchdown.
Great effort, Luis Mendez. Wow.
2 tackles.
Wow. So the second quarter, not a lot after that first quarter flurry, but
we'll see it right here. Inside, nice block.
Mendez
he broke that tackle, and then.
Now what do? Do you chase? They're going to take a timeout down 2 here. And again, they get the ball coming out.
And Southview they got to do some regrouping, Jay. Everything was in their favor, and now they're on their heels. They're just playing back. And
well, you know what, Barry? It reminds me so much of what we've seen today of a basketball game where the fast break team came out and had the tempo their way in the first quarter, and then the power set them up and grind them down team
kind of like the Cavs
got the game
Boston came out and got up 18 or 15 in the first quarter,
and that's what happened here as the Saints had the tempo all their way in the first quarter. In the second quarter, after 34 points in the first quarter, that's the first score of the second quarter, and it was more to the Admirals' liking. Let's play a little bit of field position. I mean, both teams dropped the ball several times, which caused problems, but.
And penalties have played a major role, either going forward or backward. I would imagine the Admirals got to go for 2. Why would you go for 1?
Let's see what happens here. They come out. Nobody's carrying a tee. Colin Bryant is in the game. That would lead me to believe that they're going to go for 2. Bryant under center. Morgan behind him. Motion is Golson. Comes back to Morgan. Straight ahead. Didn't get there. Aaron Serrano knocked him short. So that's a big play in the ball game as it stands. 21 for the Saints, 19 for the Admirals. if that's how they go in, the Saints at least have something to feel good about.
Right, and stopped them right there. And
the Admirals have a lot to feel good about coming back from a couple down.
So, Jay, we've played 24 minutes and haven't solved anything, and we're, the whole season's down to the last 2 quarters.
Yep. So this time the Admirals will kick from north to south. 1:18 to go in the half. The Saints have a couple of timeouts. It'll be interesting to see what they decide offensively.
If I'm Southview, I'm getting out of this and getting in the locker room, because we dropped the last ball. Let's not give the Admirals the ball again. Let's just get out of this, get in the locker room, warm up, regroup, come out and play the second half.
And if they're going to play Andahar, spray some of that sticky stuff on his hands. He's standing next to Coach Allville down there on the sideline, so he's never been part of the kickoff team. Earl is in the middle. Edwards and Cook also deep. That's going to go over Peyton's head, going to come down to Bama Cook, who just covers it. I think he was hoping it would bounce out of bounds.
And when it didn't,
he did the smart thing. So I think that might make the decision here.
That definitely should make the decision for you.
Although Matt Andahar is getting instructions from Allville, which would indicate that he's going to be the quarterback. We have 1:17 to go in the half.
The instruction should be get the snap and kneel down.
Yeah, pronate.
Don't fumble the snap, and let's get out of this.
Well, stay tuned at the half as the Palace Civic Center will bring you halftime performances by both of Lorain's fine high school bands, immediately following the presentation on one of the outstanding Lorain Magnet School programs. You can't get much tighter of a formation than this, Barry. Andahar turns, Serrano gets it. Straight ahead out to near the 20, and the clock is ticking away. I think both teams are happy with where they're at. William Silos, number 10. Deshante Davis on that tackle. Then there's some jawing going on.
And the other nice, Admiral King cannot stop the clock, and I don't think Southview wants to, so this should be the last play, Jay. We should snap this one.
Let's see.
If the referees play it smart, we don't spot it, and we play.
That's Earl under center now in the tight formation. Let's see if they're turn, give to Serrano again. He breaks a couple tackles out across the 20, near the 25. And with 25 seconds to go before the referees spot the ball, the Saints do not have to snap it if they don't want to. But now Andahar comes back.
Well, if they're going to snap it, they better hurry.
I don't think they're going to.
Now they're walking this way, so
I think the message was we're done. So we've played 24 minutes, Barry, and as you say, decided nothing. 21 for the Saints, 19 for the Admirals. Stay tuned, the Lorain Palace Civic Center halftime show featuring the Admiral King and Southview bands immediately following a presentation from one of Lorain's outstanding magnet programs.
Toni Morrison Magnet Elementary School provides every student the experience through literature and through the arts. Through the collaboration of classroom teachers, magnet teachers, and art, gym, music, library, and computer specialists, the arts are infused into the curriculum. As educators, we expect that through the experiences the students have at Morrison throughout the year, they will recognize that reading is alive. It is ink on a page that takes on life in their minds and in their hearts as they relate to it on a daily experience in their own lives. Literature will be available to the students to read and to learn from with their teachers. Reading and writing is an outlet for their thoughts and will provide a greater level of comprehension. Our implementation of a writing workshop will allow the students to achieve yet even a greater level of understanding.
Watching by
Cry to the Saints, the Southview High School Marching Band, immediately preceded by the Admiral King Marching Admirals. Thank you again to the Lorain Palace Civic Center for providing our halftime enjoyment, and we'll be back with second half action right after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Bob McGrath.
And I'm Big Bird.
And we love to make music. Music can help kids learn. Did you know that making music, any music...
Like Twinkle Twinkle?
Right, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, can help your child with language, reading, and even math.
And it's lots of fun, too.
To find out how children learn and grow with music, visit www.amc-music.org.
And you'll see...
Music works wonders.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hey, I'm Vanessa Carlton. Doing music at school has had a great impact on my life. I definitely wouldn't be making music now or be where I am today if it weren't for the training I got in class. If you have the opportunity to do music at school, take advantage. Making music takes people places, and you never know where it may take you. Peace.
Louis Mendez foot into the ball, picked up by Cody Edwards of the Admirals out across the 30, looks to cut back, puts the head down, gets out near the 35, where he's snowed under. The Admirals will start the second half. Emmanuel Cook gets up off the bottom of the stack. 21-19, the Saints lead. They got out early as you can, Barry. On the opening kickoff, Ricky Earl went 89 yards, and they had a lead. Admiral King got it back, came right back, and tied it at 7. Then lightning struck quick for the Saints. With 4:40 to go in the quarter, Christian Nagaris had a 40-yard run from scrimmage, and then Jordan Foster picked up a fumble and returned it 21 yards for a touchdown. The Saints were up 21-7. Full house backfield for Bryant, and that's Morgan straight ahead. Power game for the Admirals out near the 37-yard line. Going to get about 3. Second and 7. So Saints were up 21-7, and then with 0.3 of a second left in the first half, Luis Mendez on a 63-yard pass play. I think the only completion for the Admirals in the first half from Colin Bryant.
Yeah, no, he had one on the sidelines over there.
21-13.
He had a couple completions.
And then Mendez a 20-yard run at the end of the half to make it where we're at. And this is Luis Mendez again. He's been the ground story. He's knocked out of bounds short of the 45, going to bring up third down for the Admirals. Third and a couple. The feel of this game really changed from the first quarter to the second quarter, Barry.
I've never seen a chance. Just like you said, they had all the momentum in the first quarter, and they were up 2 scores and just doing everything right. And then the Admirals came back with that big pass play and then recovered the fumble, and Mendez broke one after having it called back. The Admirals had a touchdown, had it called back, and then he broke the next play.
It was 3rd and 16 from the 21, and Mendez took it to the house. Second man through has the first down and much more. Let's see who that is. That looks like Darius Smith.
And looks like the only thing that's going to stop the Admirals' offense right now is if they fumble the ball.
And they're inside Saint territory to the 44, and it looks like they've decided how they want to play this game now, and that's the power running game. They've buttoned down the formations, full house backfield, 2 tight ends. Morgan straight ahead on the fullback give. They were running these plays before Admiral King was, when Admiral King was still in the Navy, Barry.
Well, I'll tell you, that the play that, to me, that changed the whole complexion was that pass. That short pass and into the wind. And
yep. Nice cut back on the run by Mendez, and he took it 63 yards, untouched. 2nd and 8 for the Admirals. Opening possession of the third quarter, they're trailed by 2, but the feel of this game does not feel like the Admirals are behind at this point. Mendez, nice cut. He's ahead for another good gain as the offensive line of the Admirals doing a job right now.
You know, Jay, so much of this game is mental. And the fact that now the Admirals, like you said earlier, have a little hop in their step. They're coming out of the huddle a little quicker. And they're just blowing them off the ball and getting control. And each time they do that, they can just look at their coach and say, run it again. They can't stop us. We can just keep going.
It's fun to block when you're moving the sticks. 3rd and 3. Fake second man through. Bryant dropped the football, covered it, but it's going to be a loss back to the 40.
And as I said, the only thing that's going to stop them is themselves fumbling the ball.
They wanted to go to the second man that time. I don't know if we have that one on replay or not. There we go. Bryant fakes to Morgan, pulls it back, and he actually hit Morgan with the ball on the hip on the way by as he tried to stick it into the belly of the second man, who I think was Darius Smith. Now we're going to have a whistle timeout. Admirals, as they're going to apparently line up and go for this. 4th and 6. Showing some confidence in the defense as well as the offensive line.
I'd hate to give them the ball at the 40. And it's not like it's 1 or 2 yards. You got 5, almost 6. I would have punted it and played defense. Your defense has played so well, chances are, Jay, you're going to get the ball back in midfield anyway with a new set of downs. So,
point. I'm of that conservative ilk, too. We'll see what they decide coming out of the huddle now. I see number 5, not number 6. Number 5 is quarterback Colin Bryant. Number 6 is punter Nate McNeil. So the Admirals are going to line up and go. Now, one thing they were able to do a couple times with the hard count was draw the Saints off sides.
And I'm sure that the Southview staff told his players, watch the hard count.
Don't draw them. Get you back on your heels a little bit. Motion Mendez going to get the toss, gets outside, going to have the first down and more. They went to a play that has worked well for them, and it was well blocked.
Yeah, they've blocked that play very well. That's the old Admiral King sweep, just not out of the eye. But they have contained the line of scrimmage, and
good kick-out block. Rayshawn Morgan got Demia Edwards, and before Serrano could get there, first down Admirals. He needed 5.5, and he got about 6.5. On the 33 now, they'll line up unbalanced to the right. Let's see if they come back that way. Here comes the motion that direction. Student body right. And Saints outnumbered him at the point of attack that time. Cedric Payton got there and got Golson. Boy, Tevin Jones, rather.
What you'd almost need to do is to line up unbalanced like that and come the other way, because Southview had everybody over there.
It was the strong side, it was the wide side, and all of the...
everybody was over there.
Once the motion man came, everybody came.
Yeah, if they'd come the other way with that, I think they could run for a long way, especially with Admiral King's speed.
Divert his eyes and everything, and that's when...
And they have shown that counter.
But you got Rick Earl out on this corner, so
that's Emmanuel Cook. 2 receivers left now. Morgan behind Bryant. That's fake to Morgan. Bryant pulls it out. He looks to throw. Running around back there. Louis Melendez had him down to the ground. Melendez got away from him, but I think... Let's see who we're going to have on the bottom of that one. Is Emmanuel Cook and Avery Ware come off the bottom of the stack. Cook must have come on a blitz.
Boy, if he did, then the Saints the Admiral sure should have picked that up, because...
Well, you know what? He was spying the running back. That's not Cook. That's Melendez, and it's 55 and 75, excuse me, on the tackle there. And let's give Mike Melendez in... Louis Morales, I called him Melendez earlier. Louis Morales, credit for that tackle. 3rd and 17. Fake to Morgan. That's a lateral. Good stiff arm by Jones. Breaks a tackle down. Going to be about a 1-yard gain when all is said and done. But that was a risky play, Barry, because it was clearly a lateral.
From the get-go, and then the Saints had it very well defended. The receiver just made a couple of nice moves, but...
See, he's behind. That was from the front of the line to the back of the line, so...
Nice stiff arm there. Yep. He breaks another tackle.
Now he's almost back to the line, and that's where he got to. And so where they went for it the last time on 4th down, they'll kick from this time, but now it's 4th and 17 instead of 4th and a long 5.
And, they kept the ball almost half the period, Jay. It's, 6 minutes.
Nate McNeil in punt formation. Emmanuel Cook back on his 10. Jimmy Jerfy on the 25. The up back. McNeil's going to throw.
There it is.
He's going to hold it. He's got a wide open field if he can get around Ricky Earl, but he can't.
Yeah, what he should have done, Jay, was kicked it. Once it was broken up and there was no fake, he should have just come this way. Well, they'd have already had guys downfield.
But you get to kick it again.
You should have kicked it. Yeah, see, right here.
Breaks contain, but Ricky Earl, speed plays both ways, and Ricky Earl is right there, and you're not going to get around him. And McNeil is run down. Had he been able to get around Ricky Earl, they might be lining up for an extra point.
He'd still be running.
So the Saints hold, take over on downs at the 34. 1st and 10. Let's see who they have come out now. That is Earl at quarterback. Serrano next to him in the shotgun. Double tight, double wing. Nagaris, who had the long touchdown run to start the offensive parade for the Saints, gets a couple out across the 35.
See, I have to believe, Jay, if you got a fake punt that can get you 17 yards, you ought to have a play from line of scrimmage to get you 17 yards. Fake punt is good for 5, 6, 17, the defense is already, they're back there by the stick waiting to catch the punt.
Yeah, that's where Jerfy was lined up as the up back. Now Matt Andahar into the game with a play. He's going to line up at tight end. Earl is under center. Serrano behind him, tight. Nagaris in motion. Earl turns, going to keep it. Try to get out there, though. Nice job defensively. Caleb Borden, 26.
One of these things I think we're going to, before the day is over, is they're going to get the ball to Andujar to throw it. It's going to be a double pass or a...
Well, now it's 3rd and 13 for the Saints. And Andahar back in again, leans into Earl, who calls the play here.
You got Andujar carrying the plays in and out.
Well, mostly in, because he didn't come out. He came to the sideline and relayed the message. Double tight, double wing, Serrano in the backfield, Nagaris in motion. Earl turns, runs the option, pulls it down, going to try and keep it, not going to go anywhere. Fooled no on Andrew Kuhn after a gain of about a yard, going to bring up 4th and 12, so the fake punt doesn't come back to hurt the Admirals.
See, I really would think, Jay, that you want to put Earl at the tailback. It gives you so many more options than him getting the ball from the line of scrimmage. If he gets the ball 5 or 6 yards deep, he's got some room to read, see what's going on.
Punt formation, it's Aaron Serrano on 4th and 12. Luis Mendez is deep. Charlton snap is a good one. Andahar, punt is away, good punt, and there's that backspin. 53, Chris Alisea downs it inside the 45. Great field position for the Admirals.
They've taken control of this game, Jay, since the second quarter. The only thing they don't lead in is the scoreboard, which is the most important.
That's the one that counts.
Look at this guy. He's a natural. What'd you get Joe, though, Jared?
They've controlled the ball. They've controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides. They've taken over defensively.
Saints had the ball for about 2.5 minutes. Confusion now, and the Admirals are going to use a timeout. Their second one of the third quarter. So timeout Admirals gives us a chance to say some thank yous to the people who keep us well fed up here in the press box.
As Tim Alcorn from EOL said, if you leave here hungry, it's your own fault.
That's right. Mutton Jeff's on Oberlin Avenue in Lorain, under new management, but doing a great job, dine in or carry out, as well as on Oberlin Avenue, Biggie's Pub and Eatery, great pizza and wings there for 25 years now, and downtown Lorain and Scorchers, who also turn out a pretty good chicken arm. Let's also take time to mention the help we get from the video club at Admiral King. Some students on hand today: Jessica Barnett, Jamison Carlton, Chloe DeAngelis, Spiridon Golgis, Autumn Miller, and Mallory Carver from Longfellow. Thank you very much.
We have cameras all over the place and cameras up in the booth, and Terry Trout walking around with a digital camera. And
1st and 10 for the Admirals. Flag as Aaron Serrano faked the blitz and got into the neutral zone. And that's going to be the call, and the Saints look and say, what? But you can't go in there. In high school football, it's not like the NFL or college football where you can break the line and then get back.
I don't understand why you can't. I don't know what the damage is there. What's the purpose? If you can get back, you ought to be able to.
1st and 5 for the Admirals out near the 50 now. Turn, give to Jones. Jones gets across the 50.
He's close to the first down.
He's going to be about a yard short, it looks like.
Going to be 2nd and 1. This is the time when you can do some stuff, you know, Jay.
Yeah, had a raffle going on here, and the mayor's running around looking like he's got the winning ticket.
Now he can balance the city budget.
That's it.
Yeah.
The last time he got publicity like this, it was for a hole-in-one, and he still hadn't heard the end of it. Straight ahead, Morgan gets the first down inside the 45. The Admirals move the stick. There was a raffle going on during the game from the football team at Whittier Middle School. Tom Bauer and Rick Hands were raffling off an autographed Bernie Kosar 8x10, and as they said, they had some trouble because nobody here remembers Bernie Kosar anymore.
Okay, so we got to give the benefit of the doubt.
So the mayor, I'm sure that'll be
a lot of money to buy a lot of tickets to help benefit the boosters. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not.
And we missed the play because he had his body blocking what was going on.
Yeah, Morgan picked up the first down going straight ahead. And the clock is now wound with 3:06 to go in the third quarter. Southview 21, Admiral King 19. But as you say, Barry, it seems like Admiral King has turned the game their way with the momentum. Bryant, long count,
big
Mendez. There's a flag coming in.
Maybe that's why the hole was so big. There was a big hole there, Jay, and that flag came out early, so that's
some of these guys. You know, when I was a kid, we used to play lawn darts, and that's what some of these things remind me of when these guys load them up and throw them. That one went about 10 yards, and they're talking to Avery Ware, so
you can usually determine what the penalty is by who throws the flag.
Yeah, and at who. That's an illegal holding against the Admirals. They'll march it back.
See if we can see
across
it
the 50.
It was a big hole.
It was a big. You picked it up right away. There was a big in there, and that might have been why. So, first and call it 20, maybe a little bit more than 20. As that's a spot of the foul penalty. Admirals will come to the line, and on their side of the 50 now at the 44, Bryant under center, empty backfield, looks for the quick drop, didn't have it, pulled it down, and some of his buddies from the south side were there. Aaron Serrano was there, Cedric Payton was there, as well as 75 Mike Melendez.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing we didn't mention earlier, Jay. You know, this is the fourth time for some of these kids playing in this game. They probably went to junior high and elementary school together. They'll see each other in a couple weeks on a basketball court. They probably play baseball or the mats. And these guys know each other.
So the third quarter is going to tick under 2 minutes here as this ball snapped. And the Admirals with 2nd and 20, trail by 2. There's Bryant again going to pull it down. Edwards, Serrano's got him again, along with, I think that's 55 Avery Ware, and another big loss for the Admirals. Going to be about.
See, that's what the penalties do, Jade. I mean, they've controlled the line of scrimmage on the run, and then they just can't get it out.
Now it's 3rd and 27. Of course, the last time the Admirals had 3rd and long, they were 3rd and 16 from the 21, and they had the only points of the second quarter when
the only points since the first quarter. We played almost 2 quarters with only 1 score.
That's right. Minute 15 to go, and the clock is rolling. 3rd and 27. Let's see what's decision here. It's the inside handoff. Ball is free. A long time, and I think there's red shirts on the bottom again. Let's see who gets off. 57, Louis Morales, the place kicker, comes up with the football again. I think that's 2 for Louis today.
That ball was just laying out there for like
it was there
Easter
a long
egg
time. It had stopped bouncing by the time it was noticed.
It was dropped and it was there a long time. Look at it. It's still laying
the same play that the Saints fumbled on at the end of the first half that allowed the Admirals the short field and to go in was that counter play where they fake the handoff one way and pull it out and try to give it to the back coming through.
That's
and
exactly
at least 3
the same
turnovers,
result. 3 fumbles
at least.
That King has lost.
This is Earl under center. The formation is double tight, double wing. Serrano straight ahead. 3, 4. inside the 35.
You know, Jay, that formation right there with Serrano in the backfield reminded me of the Redskins with Riggins.
Yep.
And except for if you run double tight, double wide, that has to be the hardest formation to defend.
The field's balanced.
It is balanced. And then with a guy like Serrano carrying the football, you can't cheat one way or the other. If they would just put them all wide, double tight, double wide, like the Redskins used to with Riggins.
Yep.
And Serrano's the back you could do that with. King could do that with Morgan. It'd be tough to handle.
Again, double tight, double wing. Nogueras and Cook are the wings. Nogueras in motion now deep. Turn. Earl's got it, running the option with him. Pulls it down. Good decision. Down near the 30 as Pete Rufo had the pitch man just covered up.
That's the last play of the quarter.
Wow, a quick third quarter following a rather lengthy first half. We've played 3 at the George. Southview 21, Admiral King 19. We'll be back with Joe wants to stay here. And take a look down at the field. The Southview cheerleaders appear to have a message for the fans in the stands. 12 minutes to go in the Battle of Lorain. And Barry, this game felt for the last quarter and 3/4 as if it was Admiral King's game, except that they trail. This fumble has the Saints in great field position. 3rd down and a couple.
And like you say, the momentum has been all Admiral King, except they just keep fumbling the ball or penalty and getting themselves in a big hole. Then they got to try to throw it and run it.
And you know, with the score being what it is now, Southview with a 2-point lead, a touchdown and conversion would make it a 2-score game, and that'd be significant with the pace of this game.
You know, you missed that extra point, that one that Admiral King missed, that puts you behind the 8 ball the rest of the way.
So 3rd and 3, you got to believe it's 2-down territory.
Oh, without a doubt.
Again, the double tight, double wing. Boy, everybody is within. There are 21 players within 5 yards of the football.
And the 22nd one's coming in.
Yep. Timeout, Ricky Earl. And I think they wanted to see if they could get him to jump. So the Saints will come over and discuss it with Todd Oval.
And I would think you could, between the change of the quarter, say this is what we're going to do. If they don't jump on the first hut, then we're going to snap the ball and run a play. Because now Admiral King's going to fall back on their heels, figuring, well, we know you're either going to stop it or take a timeout.
Right. So here unless maybe they were going to think about a sneak, and all of a sudden the Admirals had covered the ball or something like that. Because they ran the quick quarterback sneak in a similar situation in the first half.
It's a little longer, though. They got about 3 yards to go, so they got to give the ball to the big guy, let him get your first down, go from there.
Earl, motion, Nogueras. Turn, give is to Serrano. Inside the 30, moves the sticks. Wow. Yards after contact.
So that's why I'd have given him the ball. You got 2 downs, I'd have given him the football and said, here we go.
You know, one thing that I firmly believe, Barry, no matter what the sport, if you are coaching, you got to let the big dog eat. And right now, Aaron Serrano is the big dog. 1st and 10 Saints at the 26. Andahar into the lineup with the play again. Now let's see where he lines up.
Give him the football. And when they start shutting him down, then Arrow can go wide.
Yeah. Andahar is at tight end. Double tight, double wing. Under center, gets it, counter play, reverse coming back. Nogueras has lead blockers, makes a cut inside the 20, inside the 15. That'll be another first down for the Saints. Timing is everything in life, Barry.
It's a dangerous call there, Jay. You're moving the football, you're moving the sticks, and you go to that double reverse, that inside double reverse, which can be blown up in a heartbeat.
They got him looking for Serrano there, though, and scored on their second touchdown. Nogueras went 40 yards on that play.
I mean, I can see running that play, but don't do it with a double handoff. Do it with a fake and then give him the ball by himself.
Let's see what we have here. Again, they're flopping Matt Andahar's side of the field. He's near side tight end now. Nogueras in motion. Serrano, they go back to the power inside the 10. The 5 spins inside the 5. ran into an official. Nate McNeil pulled him down along with Pete Rufo, but it's going to be 1st and goal for the Saints.
I think he gets an assist. That if the official gets an assist on the tackle. And we'll see it's a trap, Jay. We'll see him come inside. Serrano cuts it back, and there's a big hole.
And, you know, the trap man was the wing back. Emmanuel Bama Cook got a block.
And really, all you got to do is get a piece of him, you know, just block down and kick out, and Serrano came behind him, and that's an old Admiral King play.
1st and goal at the 4 for the Saints. Nogueras in motion. Earl turns. Serrano has it. No place to go that time.
Oh, look
it
at
back
this.
to Ricky Earl. Ricky Earl with one man to beat to the corner. Ricky Earl to the, let's see if they get to the.
Calls him out of bounds.
He knocked the pylon over. Wow. We've talked about, Barry, we said at halftime we have a video game to cover, and there it was. And the coaches on the Admiral King sidelines are going to get 15 for unsportsmanlike. As a couple of hats came flying off, they are incensed. They thought that the whistle should have blown. Here's the play right here, and I'm not sure Earl didn't get this in the end zone. We're going to lose him out of the camera angle. Yeah, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. If they have instant replay in college, they're in high school, that's a touchdown. So both teams have something to be angry about, because Earl puts it on the pylon. There's no doubt about that. Now there it is.
Now they get 1st and goal. Is it 1st and goal?
It's going to be 1st and goal, and it's going to go half the distance when they're done moving it all of about 2 inches, because it's going to be 1st and about that much, Barry, because it's right on the line.
Got somebody out on the track, Jay. They got a lot of coaches and players all running out to the.
I can't see what's going on. I mean, it's way out of our vision. It's by the fence. The Admiral King trainer is across the field.
And the coaches, I saw the coaching staff take off.
There goes old friend Jay Hershey down to take a look.
Well, you know, Joe, if that happened to me, I'd say the same thing. But, you know, rule 1 when you play football is you play until you hear the whistle.
So
there was no whistle.
There it is right there. They got him up. It's an Admiral King player.
On the replay up here, the Admiral
Can't see a number yet.
I saw the Southview staff taking off.
It's Nate McNeil, number 6. Well, no, Nate's over there. It's a different player. Nate's over there helping out. As the comes back, it's going to be 32, Tevin Jones, I believe. He's limping. He's limping like a guy that landed on the running track.
Yes, he was. I mean, he was in the 8th lane. He was in the outside lane of the running track. Great. We didn't see any of that, you know, how he got over there. And
what an effort we just saw by lots of players on that play. I mean, Aaron Serrano, this is not something you'd coach. The take it in, turn around, toss back. I mean, the flea flicker on the goal line.
There
and then
it is.
Ricky Earl with a trim. And there goes, okay, Earl looks to me like he's inside the pylon. We don't get a vote. But there's the Admiral that was shaken up, and he's going flying over Earl, and he continues on. That's how hard he was going. 1st and goal, Earl straight ahead. No signal. There, he's in the house. Ricky Earl from about 2 inches with 10:27 to go.
You know, as incensed as the Admiral coaching staff was, Jay, you teach your kids play till you hear a whistle.
Just heard Tomo say the same thing.
You play until you hear a whistle, and you don't hear a whistle, you keep playing.
This is a huge play right here. Mohammed Mo Alzir from the soccer team looking to attempt a conversion. Saints are up 8. This makes it a 2-score game. Kick up and doinks through. He had a doink.
He went to the Cleveland Browns school of kicking.
Upright, and the carom goes the right way for the red team. 28 for the Saints, 19 for the Admirals. And you know, Barry, I used the phrase at halftime. We got a video game to talk about today because there's been so many long, exciting kinds of plays. We had an 89-yard kickoff return.
65-yard pass.
65-yard pass. We had a 21-yard fumble return. We had a 40-yard run on a counter reverse. Now we've seen we had a fullback dive,
20-yard run on 3rd and 16.
And now we've seen the fullback dive, pitch back to the quarterback, almost get into the end zone.
No, he was in the end zone.
He would.
And that was some great work by the kids down there to see that instant replay back and forth.
Goodness.
For those of you that have been following Channel 20, last year we would have never had that here. Here's the play for the touchdown. And I really thought that Earl started early.
He moved his foot, like simulated a snap is what I thought. If they'd have, his left foot dropped back like almost into a sprinter stance.
Yeah.
Which he is. Luis Morales to boot. Louis gets it away, bounces at about the 20, skids to Cody Edwards.
Here comes the reverse.
Here comes the reverse to Luis Mendez. Mendez tries to get outside, just not going to happen.
See,
somebody stayed home. Avery Ware, good job.
They gave that away, Jay. You could see that. I mean, that kid was just standing there waiting and waiting. You could tell the way it was unfolding that it was going to be a reverse.
So Avery Ware sniffs it out. Coach Hilkel, great job running out for that tee. Doffs the cap and takes a bow.
Again, run the reverse to the short side. If you're going to run it, run it to the wide side and hope you can get something.
Well, here we go now. 10 minutes, 19 seconds to go. 9 points is the Southview lead. The Admirals have quick strike capability, and you don't want to think about the clock just yet, except that they're down to one timeout, Barry.
Right. They really got to get a score here, Jay.
They've got to at least turn the field over. Pitch to Mendez. This has been their best offensive play. Demia Edwards strings it out. Flag. Mendez going to lose some. That's Jordan Foster, who scored on the fumble. Loss is back to the 22, but there's going to be an illegal block at about the same point.
You know, Jay, talk about a game of momentum. The Saints had it in the first quarter. The Admirals had it quarter 2 and 3. And now it looks like it's all the Saints in the fourth quarter. And it's just... the Saints weathered the storm. I mean,
the big play, as far as the momentum swing in the third quarter, to me, was the penalty.
Yes.
It went from 1st and 10 and the Admirals controlling the clock and the line of scrimmage to
1st and 20 and then 2
second
sacks.
And 27 and then the fumble. And that the penalty changed everything as far as what both teams were thinking. Now it's going to be 1st and
I'll go
23.
back to the fake punt, which gave the Saints the ball in really good field position instead of putting it deep. But
now you're 1st and 23 on the 12. Bryant under center. Turns. Here comes the counter to Mendez. Nice job. Joe Charlton stayed home and got him for maybe a loss of a yard.
I saw at the halftime, I saw the boys basketball coach from Southview, Andy Bastock, all bundled up and a big hat on. I said, and this is why we do basketball.
That's right.
Warm and dry. He goes, you got that
Very
right.
seldom does it rain or snow in a gym.
We may have trouble getting to the gym, but once we're there, we can play.
Our guys get to wear shorts. 2nd and 23. Admirals tight formation. Bryant pulls it down. He's going to look for Mendez. He's got him behind the defense. If he can catch. Wow.
2 more feet less, and that's 6.
And they're having a team meeting back at about the 45, the Saints defensive backs, because Luis Mendez was behind everybody but the 2 benches. And now you can see the coaches on the Southview sideline saying, somebody's got to stay home. We're up 2 scores. We don't need to be cheating everybody up.
Yeah, if you'd have caught that in stride, we'd be looking for a game. But this is a big play right here, Jay. The Admirals, if the Saints hold them here,
they're going to have to punt from the end zone.
They're going to get the ball at the 40. And then it's a whole and I see the Southview coach saying, back up, back up.
He's got number 1, Jordan Foster, back on the 25-yard line. Jordan just took a step in. I think Coach Oval yelled to him. Bryant again on the play fake, pulls it down. He's down. Luis Morales and Cedric Payton.
Well, he's had a pretty good football game. Morales kicking off, and he's had a couple fumble recoveries and a sack there, and Colin Bryant is down.
Mom would be proud as Louis walks in and calls my wife Mom every day. So the loss is back to the 7. It is 4th and
Auburn Avenue.
They're up by the lake, and they got to get somewhere near Meister Road. Now they've got to get out to the 35. So it's 20. 27 yards.
More than it needs to be.
Gamma Cook's standing at the 43. Jerfy's at about the 23. McNeil in the goal in the end zone, punts it away, coming to the Southview sideline.
It's a nice punt. Actually,
it's going to work out all right. I heard somebody say that's a bad kick, but you know what? He kicked it out of his end zone, 39-yard line, no return. I don't know what more you'd want.
I would think as if I'm the Admirals coach and they got to start on their 40, I'm happy.
That's a plus 32 on the kick.
Because
so.
you know Southview was thinking it could be bad because they had at the 25 in case of a short kick.
Well, you know, or that's a scouting situation because the Admirals have run several fake punts this year in that area. So Earl brings them out. Andahar is going to tight end.
Now you just give the ball to...
Like I said, now if you're the Saints, I think you let the big dog eat. Double tight, double wing. Nagaris in motion. Earl the snap, handoff Serrano. Hit at the line, gets about 3. He just put his head down and pushed Andrew Kuhn over for a gain. Nice play by Kuhn, but the gain is a couple. Call it 2. Second,
if you fall forward, you're 6 feet tall, it's 2 yards.
And you know, at this point in the ball game, you're just about in 4-down territory. If you keep moving the sticks a little bit.
Jay, they need 2 first downs, and then this one would be pretty close.
7:20 to go. 2 scores at 28-19. Second and 8. Earl is in the shotgun. I'm a little surprised. Motion. Snap. Earl's going to follow Serrano on an isolation play and get down.
I saw that ball juggling there for a minute, but
well, you know, I saw the back judge with his hand up in the air. I thought we were going to be close to a delay of game penalty there. Gain was about 5, going to be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, the Saints are not going to punt this one, Jay. They got 2 downs to get 3 yards.
The thing that surprised me, I was just so surprised that they were in the shotgun. That's one less thing that you have to think about if you put the quarterback under center.
Well, the other thing is 90% of the snaps this year have been in the shotgun. That's what they're most comfortable with.
You know, as the clock ticks down under 6:20, Earl, conventional snap this time under center. Nogueras in motion. Earl keeps it, pitches it on the option. Nogueras is going to have the first down. Hurdles a man. Wow. Barry, I think that's the X button on the controller.
He popped up in the air, and that, you know, that's a dangerous play. You're up in the air, you're very vulnerable. You know, here they are running the option,
Let's
Jay.
take a look at it. Christian Nogueras.
Here they
Earl
are
down the
option.
line, pitched it pretty quick. 25.
Nice block by Cook.
Up and away. Over 2 Admirals.
Yep.
Pete Rufo was the one that he hurdled. 1st and 10 for the Saints at the 25, clock ticking, 5:50 to go in the ball game. Earl's going to let it tick down. He's the one watching the back judge. He takes the snap, turns. Aaron Serrano's got the ball.
There he is.
I don't know how he got that far. He's the only Saint down that far. He's down to about the 22. You know, Barry, I think I saw what you saw. And there's a ball being thrown around on the track on the far side of the field because I thought the ball was in the air that play.
When that shotgun, I thought I saw him fall. I thought the ball was in the air.
If you
I see it down there.
Yeah. 2nd and 7 for the Saints. They are in no hurry. 5:13, and the clock is ticking as they mosey on up to the line. The Admirals with a sense of urgency here. They need 2 scores. They trail by 9. Earl, again, watching then the 5-second count is when the man puts the hand up in the air. Ricky turns, gives it to Serrano. Serrano goes nowhere that time. That's Medina, I believe.
It's a nice defensive play, and
Medina 51.
They need to stop here, Jay. They need to get the ball back.
3rd and 9.
And if I'm Southview, I'm running 2 plays. If the Admirals can get 2 scores with 3 minutes left, then I lose. But I'm running 2 plays here, and
I got to think that one of them is going to be some sort of Ricky wide side of the field here. Although, you know, Emmanuel Cook has been very quiet offensively. Here comes Nogueras in motion near side. Earl fumbled the snap, went down on top of it. Well, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I'm still running this one. I'm going to get this one off at 3.5.
Yeah, let's see. Have they spotted the ball ready for play yet?
No.
So now it's going to be spotted at about 4 minutes.
Colson and Colson Orthopedics. Preparation, see, it's a key.
Right there is marked for play, 3:55, so they can.
I got 3:30.
They can run it to 3:30. And Earl's saying we want a timeout with 1 second left. Just trying to find the right guy. Who's got the watch, sir? Ricky Earl will let this one run. 3:36, 35.
We'll see how close we were.
Timeout, 3:31. We had that one. You heard it here first on WLCS. The Saints take time, 4th down, and call it 10. They have a 9-point lead at 28-19. Barry, one of the things we have to do at the end of this Channel 20 game is decide who the Palace Civic Center player of the game is. 2 players of the game, 1 from each side. How about that? Double your pleasure, double your fun. Joe Box says we'll have 1 for each side. Now, what, Joe, they get 2 tickets and 2 pops and 2 popcorns to the Palace? That's that little tiny screen, isn't it? Oh, Joe, you said it's the largest screen in Lorain County? Oh, okay. So, the Palace Civic Center players of the game. And we're making our notes here as the clock ticks down on the timeout. 3:31 to go. Southview done discussing things. The most important thing for them is to have the ball in their hands at the end of this play. They don't want to give anything away. Motion, Earl turns. He's going to keep it. He's going to cut it ahead. He's got a couple yards, but most importantly for the Admirals, they turn the Saints over on downs.
You know, Jay, we want to say a nice hand here for the folks that braved the weather and came out and supported the players. There's a nice crowd here for a chilly Saturday afternoon, and
everybody go home and get ready for trick or treat.
And this game is a week later than it normally has been. In the past, it's always been the 3rd Saturday, which is good. Then we don't have to mess with the ACT. Remember, in the past,
absolutely,
we come at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
One year we came at 4, and it was a beautiful day until about 5, and then it hurricaned.
Saints are trying to get some of the faithful up out of the stands. And let's see now what we have here. Jordan Foster's back about 12 yards. Admirals all over the field in the shotgun. Bryant gets the snap, looks to throw. He's got Pete Rufo over the middle, knocked out of his hands by Christian Nogueras.
Yep, that was
off to the races time there.
Cook might have caught him, but Rufo catches that one. Here we go again. We'll see the replay. That's a nice throw.
It really was.
For a sophomore, he just got his hand in there.
Because he had to get it over a linebacker in that.
That was a nice throw.
So 3:21 to go, 2nd and 10. Morgan is back there as the personal protector for Colin Bryant. Twins right and left. He looks, he's got some heat coming now. Let's see who gets up off that one. Cedric Payton and Luis Morales. And that Troy Polamalu out there? And the clock is ticking as the Admirals are down to 1 timeout. It'll be under 3 here as they're not all back to the huddle yet.
Yeah, you would think that they're winning the way they're walking back to the huddle.
The play's just coming in from the sidelines. Morgan is going to go out now. 24, Cody Edwards brings the play in. I think we'll see a 5 wide receiver set. And
now we got somebody back there.
Somebody will be back there. It must be 32, Tevin Jones, who's more of a receiver than Morgan.
He's the one who went out hurt from the track.
And here comes the Saints again. Charlton had him. Avery Ware finished him off along with his buddy Serrano.
Well, they got to go for it. They got no reason to punt it.
Now for the Admirals at the 23. They've got 10 yards to go, but the clock is ticking. Well, it's going to be under 2 minutes before they snap it because these last 2 plays have cost them a minute and a half.
Oh, they're just getting the play in. They don't have the play in yet.
And here comes the play finally. John brings it in. Rufo stays. Jones stays. Minute 54 to go. The St. Faithful starting to believe. 3 to the left, 2 to the right for Bryant. Fourth and call it 11. Bryant looks left, throws long. He's got nobody out there. Jordan Foster makes sure, shakes his head no. And that will make it all but impossible for the Admirals to come back in this one as the Saints hold and take over on down.
They just have to kneel down a couple times, Jay. Maybe run one play.
A minute 37 to go. The Saints get it right where they lost it at the 23-yard line. As through all that, there was about a 1-yard change in distance, and the Saints will have to get back under control and huddle up here. Earl has the play. Earl will be under Serrano, his buddy behind him. Double tight, double wing. Motion man Nogueras. Take the snap, Serrano, straight ahead. Run the fullback down inside the 20.
Now they just have to, that play took 1 second.
Did it really?
They got it at 1:30 or 1:37, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was 8 seconds. Okay, I thought it was one as a whoa.
Gain was 6. You know, there's a lot of frustration that's built up on the sidelines for these Southview seniors. And, you know, they last year broke a 33-game winning streak or losing streak in the first game of the season. It's been some time since they've beat the Admirals. I don't think that Coach Allville wants to run it up, but if the fullback breaks one, I think that that would be acceptable protocol.
He just needs to bend down. He just needs to kneel down.
Under a minute now. Let's see motion again. Serrano again. Straight ahead, down to the 15. Whistle, timeout Admirals.
I'll ask why.
I don't know.
Morales is carrying a flag now
from the band.
And I see though the orange. Get the orange water.
The Gatorade bath is on the way. And well, 3 and 7 might not sound like a lot, Barry. After 0 and 10, 0 and 10, 0 and 10, 1 and 9, 3 and 7 is a step in the right direction, and a credit to the Southview senior class who lived through so much of that.
And you got to give them credit, Jay, for sticking around and hanging in there and playing. And
guys like Ricky Earl and Aaron Serrano have been, you know, on the varsity. Ricky Earl from day one. And, you know, Serrano, a large part.
We had talked before, but it seemed like he's been there like 6 years. Like he's a red shirt.
Yeah.
5-6 years. But
Joe Charlton out over the ball. The Saints get up to the line, 3rd down, 43 seconds to go.
Here goes the Gatorade bottle, if we can.
There's the victory formation. Earl takes a snap, takes a knee. Now they got to spot the ball. No timeouts left. Have they spotted it ready to play yet? Clock ticks down. Now they spot it as it crosses the 25-second mark. And
they got him.
They got him. You know, for 3 years, I've referred to Coach Todd Allville as the most optimistic guy in Lorain, Ohio. And there's the kneel down. The whistle, 5.5 seconds to go. The referee stopped the clock. The Admirals will get the ball. Southview's out onto the field, but there's 5 seconds left.
Why?
And there's a flag, and the Admirals are going to get 15.
No, I think the Saints are going to get 15.
Well, the Admirals are going to benefit. There's the Gatorade shower for Coach Allville. They handled that like they'd been doing it. Jeremiah Freimeyer and Matt Andahar.
He cooked my breakfast this morning.
Who did? Jeremiah?
Yeah, McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yep. He was there behind the grill.
So they walk the ball out 35-yard line. Southview's got to pretty much count to 11 and get some people on the field here. I'm not sure what the play clock should have started. I don't know where we're at here. There was no timeout because Admiral King doesn't have any. What this does do,
possession.
What this does do is allow the Saints to get some other players on the field. Jeremy Quinn, number 71, the senior, in for the final snap of his high school career. Andahar on defense. Bryant tossed back. This is Silos, the quarterback at the beginning of the season. He's looking, they're going to keep it alive. There's a flag come in from Johnny Wilson, I think. There's a receiver behind the play. There's a lateral. Ball is loose down. What button is that, Barry, on the PlayStation?
It's the game over button.
Celebration for half of Lorain and frustration for the other half. Congratulations to both teams on a very entertaining and enjoyable football game. 28 for the Saints, 19 for the Admirals. The 2009 version of the Battle of Lorain goes to East 42nd Street.
What a game of ebb and flow. They had the first
and the
quarter was Southview, the fourth quarter was Southview. King had the second and third and just couldn't get that score they needed, Jay.
Yep, and the Southview band joins in the party here as we come down. 3-7, the Saints will finish. Like I said, it doesn't seem like much, but 0-10, 0-10, 0-10, 1-9. That's a two-game improvement. Nice job for Coach Allville. And the Admirals, just so much went wrong with in this season that they were hopeful for. They started with some off-the-field issues and things like that. And their seniors have a conference championship last year to be proud of. And I watched the JV game with a very promising younger crew of Admirals, so I don't expect them to be down for very long. One thing that always amazes me, Barry, is the resiliency of kids. And they'll be back.
I didn't think it was either, but that's what it was.
So as we wipe this one off, let's wrap it up. We're going to take a break, Joe Box says, and we'll be back with a final word right after this timeout.
Thanks to your generosity, Marines have delivered Christmas to children in need since 1947. There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back here at George Daniel, what you're seeing is the end of the senior walk-off for the victorious Southview Saints. The underclass Saints and cheerleaders line up, and an attaboy to each of the seniors who finished their career so positively today with a 28-19 win over crosstown rival Admiral King. And congratulations to Coach Allville and the Saints. As I continue to mention, Todd Allville, the most positive man in Ohio, has done a lot of things right over on the south side. Gets a little reward today as his kids get to finish their last game victorious over their crosstown rivals, and a little bit of frustration ends there. Let's take a look now, if we can, at the Lorain School Employees Credit Union replays and the scoring plays. And it started early. the first play of the game. Ricky Earl picked up the kickoff at the 11, and there he goes 89 yards later, and Ricky will be the only one in the picture as he gets in the end zone, and the Saints will lead 7-0. The Admirals refused to fold up, and they came right back, and straight ahead, that was Rashawn Morgan, a 3-yard run, and the kick made it 7-7. Then Christian Nogueras, 40 yards on the counter play down the right sidelines, gets it into the end zone, and the Saints had a 14-7 lead following the kick. Then the hit of the day was Demia Edwards, knocked it loose. Jordan Foster picked it up, and just like that, the Saints had a 21-7 lead. But with 0.3 of a second left in the first quarter, Colin Bryant escapability gets it out to Luis Mendez, and watch this cut as Mendez brings it back to the center of the field and goes 63 yards for the Admirals. However, one of the key plays of the game was that the extra point didn't work. Then 3rd and 16, and Mendez again on a counter straight ahead at the end of the first half, and now we come back. Aaron Serrano straight ahead, gets it down to the goal line, and then Serrano going to toss it back on the flea flicker. Earl comes around near side. We think he got in. He was ruled just short following a unsportsmanlike penalty on the King sidelines. It was 1st and goal, and Earl took it the last 2 inches himself for the touchdown. And then Nogueras leaping run for a first down. And then following all that, the play that the Saints like to run, the ice water bath for Coach Todd Oval. And the Saints come out of here 28-19. Barry, couple of things. We've talked it over, and we've decided that we are going to honor a couple of the unsung seniors on these two teams with our Palace Civic Center players of the game. For the Admirals, number 51, senior linebacker Brandon Medina. Was very active defensively, and in the middle of that defense did a lot of good things, and we're going to recognize him with our Palace Player of the Game for the Admirals. And for the Saints, how often do you recognize a defensive tackle and kickoff guy? Number 57, Louis Morales. Had a couple of fumble recoveries, a couple of sacks, did a good job kicking off, was down covering a couple of punts, and so senior Louis Morales, number 57, the Palace Civic Center Player of the Game for the Saints. Final thoughts, Barry?
That's a great way to wrap up the season. For people that paid to see this game, it got their money's worth in the first 6 minutes. Very exciting, Jay. Ebb and flow, a lot of emotions. Great way to end the season.
And before we do end it, I want to throw out some thank yous here. Joe Bach, Bob Schlenbaker, Terry Trout. The improvements in Channel 20 have been just magnificent. And the kids from the Admiral King Video Club, and I'm going to recognize them all, not just the ones that have been here. Xavier Alejo, Jessica Barnett, Jameson Carlton, Chloe D'Angela, Shanna Delgado, Jade Garcia, Spiridon Golgis, Amanda Lennox, Anthony Lewis, Michael Long, Sarah Lopez, Nicole Mihailo, Jasmine Sanchez, Aaron Thomas, Heather Tuck, Megan Vasich, Chanel Wilson, Autumn Miller, and Mallory Carver. And we thank you all for everything that you've helped. We get to sit here and talk about how good things look because of all your hard work, and it's greatly appreciated. And so from the final time at the George for the 2009 football season, for Joe Bach, for Barry Buck, this is Jay Ferguson. Have a good night, everybody. Trick or treat.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.